So it's not a good, like, you can study there, but it's not a good place to work and settle and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. You can study because it's good to study here because of the English curriculum.
Right. Yeah.
There's not that much countries in Europe with an English curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
and it will cost you a lot if you are going to study in an English curriculum. But it's rather good. The cost is not that much, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I would recommend for you to come study here. But when you are gonna work,
Hi, folks, welcome to the second episode of season 2 of TeekoTalks. This is the story series. Before we get into the episode, this is a friendly reminder to rate the podcast on whatever platform you're listening to this on, and also to drop your reviews to help get this featured on various platforms. So, today I'm not alone. Joining me is Harigaran. Welcome to the show, bro.
hi, look, man. It's nice meeting you too, and I'm. It's nice being on your show. Yeah.
Me too. What it's like as a student to come there and study to get into
Yeah,
university there.
life's good here. So
Mm-hmm.
if somebody wants to come to Latvia, I'll be like, you are, life's good here. You can come and be if you want to be a student, you can be. But if you want to work and get your career together, I won't recommend. I won't be recommending this country because the salary and all is not high when comparing with other European countries. That's the truth here. So when we are talking about the good side, we need to talk about that, right?
Yeah,
So when
definitely.
you are saying the food and groceries and all are low, the cost is same as in Sri Lanka, the food cost and all.
Right.
But the increase, the how to say, the salary and increment you get is not good as in other European countries. It's at the low.
Right. So it's not a good, like, you can study there, but it's not a good place to work and settle and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. You can study because it's good to study here because of the English curriculum.
Right. Yeah.
There's not that much countries in Europe with an English curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
and it will cost you a lot if you are going to study in an English curriculum. But it's rather good. The cost is not that much, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I would recommend for you to come study here. But when you are gonna work, you need to decide on something, and be like, today, this is my decision. I want to move and not stay here. But
Mm.
that would be the best decision if you are
Right.
planning on coming to Latvia.
Yeah. And also we're talking about settling down and work, right? So on the same note, what would you say about like, managing your finances over there? Because like you said, the work is not that good, the pay, and the cost is somewhat similar to Sri Lanka. So how about managing finances? Like, how do you say, like, accommodation, um, what about all of those stuff, electricity and
I can give you a broad description on this lecture.
mm,
Well, students here get to open their bank accounts in Europe. Okay, we can
mm-hmm,
open our bank accounts with our passport actually, so
mm-hmm,
it's eligible for us to open with passports. And it if you're staying with somebody, you know, as double, a triple person, in the same apartment, it would cost you for your rent 150 euros. That would be about 45,000, 40,000, 42,000 Sri Lankan rupees per person.
mm-hmm. That's a lot.
But yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, I'm saying that's what it's a lot. But I am currently staying alone actually, so it's
Right.
costing me 250 actually, a
My
little more than
god.
that.
For a month.
Yeah. Well, I started first semester and first 2 years I stayed with a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm,
His sister actually came to here. She came here to study. So I moved on and now I'm staying alone.
mm-hmm.
So it cost me around 250 euros per month to stay in an apartment. And in hostels and all, it cost you 150 actually, 150
Right.
euros. The cost. And there are utilities, like for rent, excluding rent in rent usually, the excluding the part where we stay, there would be one for gas, hot water, cold water. Okay, hot water, cold water, gas, and heaters, gas heater.
Mm-hmm.
No, in cold time you need gas heaters to live
True.
here,
Mm-hmm.
or some kind of heater, electric or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Gas is literally the most cheapest one here.
Right.
So it would cost around a 50 maximum, adding all this.
Mm-hmm. So
And the internet here is unlimited actually. It's unlimited. You have to it would cost me around Sri Lankan rupees 2,500 per month, 12 euros, and I will have my internet unlimited. I can use how much I want, and it would be good. It's speed also. It's literally, I think, the fourth country with the highest speed, fourth or fifth country with the highest speed internet. So that style. So as I'm studying IT and computer side, so for me it's golden to live here, because the speed internet saves lives for me. Yeah. So that's
Yes.
up.
I mean, imagine
Yeah.
doing that in Sri
And
Lanka. Imagine doing that in Sri Lanka. You will.
yeah,
Oh,
like the thing was, if you're talking about Sri Lanka, I came to Sri Lanka like 3 months ago,
all right.
and I had my last semester's exams, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, I had so much trouble, man, with the slow internet.
Oh
So,
my God.
getting calls and all. It was like, how are Sri Lankans living? Did I live in this internet? Did I live with this internet? That's the first thing that came to mind. Was I living with this internet? And it has changed me a lot. Speed internet, it changed. The bus, they don't have three wheelers here.
Obviously, right? Yeah.
There's no three
Yeah.
wheelers and all those stuffs are not here. And the taxis cost a lot actually.
Uh-huh.
If you are taking a kilometer distance, it is going to cost me for a kilometer more than Sri Lankan rupees 700
My
a
God.
kilometer,
That's a
and
lot.
that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. And taxis cost me a lot. Other than that, so we use tram cards actually.
Uh-huh.
Cards, tram cards. And for students, it's actually cheap. It's like this. For 5 trips, it will cost me 1.5 euros as a student.
Mhm.
But if I'm not a student and I have the same card, each trip is going to be the same amount as 5 trips, 1.5 euros. So
Wow.
one trip is 1.5 euros if I'm not a student. If I'm a student, I can go for 5 trips in the same money.
Damn.
And the student discounts here are very much. If you have a student
Right.
card here, it gives you a lot of discount in shops, bookshops, and grocers. And the point system, those Cargill cards and Kids
Yeah.
cards,
Yeah.
point system. We carry it here too, but it gives a lot of advantages here. It reduces the groceries and all. It's easy for us to live. Though, so I would say it would cost me a lot when we are like converting it to Sri Lankan money. It would cost me around 400 to 500 euros. It's like a lakh to 1,50,000. That's going to be taking a month. That amount is going to take a month.
That's a lot.
But that's a lot. But I need to speak the truth here, right? I can't be saying low prices and getting people into it, and they can't, stuff happens.
Yeah.
This is the truth here. It would cost you. We are living, and you have your expenditures, and you are planning on going on, trips, gatherings, friends, parties, and all. It's gonna cost you more. It'll cost you more than these two. They are problematic. So I don't want you to, say a fixed amount, but minimum would be 350 euros to 400 euros. That would be the minimum amount to live in this country for a month.
And so, if you are living in Latvia, even as a student, you need to somehow do some sort of part-time job or something like that, right? Or you cannot.
Yeah, it's true. What you're saying is true. Most of the guys do part-time jobs. Okay. Well, I too do part-time jobs. Okay. I do part-time jobs like this. I have a friend actually. He was a brother of mine, but we are friends, and I help him in his projects and all. I work for him. I work for his company actually. But I saw he just gives me projects, online projects, and I work on it for 2 months, 3 weeks, and I just give it to him back. How ITV work, right? So that's how it's been a year now. Before, when I came, but most of the guys here, they drive, food deliveries.
Right.
In Sri Lanka, we have Uber Eats and all, right?
Yeah.
So they do this. They do the same thing here.
Do we have Uber Eats there?
Something. Yeah, that's not even Uber Eats. It's Bolt actually. Bolt, something called Bolt. Like a lightning bolt, the same bolt. BOLT. That bolt. Use those and Bolt, something called Volt and Bolt. So these are the food deliveries and major, same as Uber. They work the same as Uber. Car, taxis, and both. When you're taxis are Uber and Uber Eats, right? Same thing. Yeah. Bolt for food and cars and all. Right. So my friends work on those, and some guys even work on waitresses. Right? in shops as waiters,
Mm.
as crews, and those are the work also which usually is easy for us to get.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a job here is rather hard. Actually, it's not an
Right.
easy thing. You need to know the language and all. You need to know Latvian. It's hard to work here without this language. People don't
Mm-hmm.
accept it.
Right. So
So
that's tough.
mostly, yeah, you need to know if you are planning on going for a good work here. You need to know the language.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair.
Otherwise,
It's fair enough, right? Like you have to be
yeah,
able to interact and stuff like that. So it makes sense.
yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
need to be able to interact and you need to be able to speak freely. And you are a different kind here. Our brain is different here. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are planning on being different, totally different, and not going towards their language, their food, and all, it's going to be hard for you. You will be an outcast even if you find a job and all. There won't be anybody to speak with you. You can only
Mm-hmm.
speak converse English, and it's going to take a lot. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you are in Sri Lanka and you are working at a job and you know only English to speak, and your colleagues
You,
know Tamil, either Tamil or singer. How are you going to survive it, man?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard.
True, true,
Same
true.
here. It's same problem here. You need to know the
Right.
language to work here at a good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So now let's get into that part. How is it like for foreigners over there? Like, what about security? What about safety? What about racism or stuff like that? What would you say? Have you ever experienced stuff like that, or is it common, or is it like totally not there? What about those stuff?
I would not say totally not there. That's a huge way to go.
Right.
The At start, I have met people. Every country has both sides. Like a
True,
coin.
true.
So I
Yeah.
have met good people. I have met bad people. I have met people. I'm rather a dark skinned guy. Okay, I'm a dark skinned guy. So I am considered actually, from African side and all. People, tend to be like at first impression they don't know I'm Sri Lankan. I need to indicate I'm a Sri Lankan. Or they take me for the south part of India, actually. South Indian, an Indian. So, I need to make it clear first. It takes time. So if I'm meeting somebody, speaking, communicating, being friends, it's easy for you to say. But when you're walking outside, right, how it's going to be. People are going to avoid us. That's obviously what's going to happen. At the starting, when I came here, it was kind of irregular to me. Then I got to know the people here. Then I was like, okay, that's their stand-up point of view. I don't want to interfere on those, and I'll be like, I'll avoid them too. So that's how it's been. But the biggest thing is the young and old crowd here. The young crowd, they like to communicate with us, get into us, know about us, and stuff happens. But the old crowd, they tend to avoid us. They avoid us as much as we can. They can, sorry, as much as they can. They don't even want to communicate with us. They'll be like, they'll avoid us. But some, how to say, not from these countries, Latvia, the suburban parts, but the people who came from different countries, German and all, they we can find them because these people, they have this. They don't usually smile at others. It's like they don't
Okay.
openly smile at others. you know
Latvians.
if
Latvians.
Yeah, in Sri Lanka you go in a road and you see a guy, you'll be like, give him a smile, a
Mm-hmm.
nod, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. You
Yeah.
like you're walking in a road, nobody's there, and you guys are only walking against each other, and you'll be like, give him a nod.
Right.
That's
Right.
something we do,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
here they don't do those stuff. They'll be like,
Right.
this is my path, this is your path, take yours.
Right.
If I don't know you, you are a stranger to me. If I
Uh-huh.
know you, we are friends. Then they don't listen music, loud music at
Uh-huh.
roads. It's like kind of huge thing here.
Uh-huh.
We sing. I'm going with two of my friends in Sri Lanka. I would be singing some songs in my mouth, and they
Mm-hmm.
would be chorus. They would give me chorus, and we're doing that. In
Mm-hmm.
Latvia, that is rare. That stuff happens really rare because I had once an incident actually. I went on a trip actually. So see
Mm-hmm.
this situation. It's not just a road. I went
Right.
on a trip with a friend.
Uh-huh.
We were going on a hiking, and I was singing a song.
Uh-huh.
And the girl who walked in front of me, she was at least 20, I don't know, 2 meters distance. And she came back and she was like, you guys are loud and it's hard for me. In our country, we don't sing this much loud. And
Right.
she was like, this happened to me, man. It happened to me. It did happen. And I was like, Oh, sorry. I didn't know what to speak. It was like first time somebody has come to me and like,
Don't-
you can't sing loudly. I can't. I was,
right, right.
and I was like, what is? And then I didn't want to fight with her. I was like, okay, I'll
Mm-hmm.
reduce singing. I'll reduce the noise. You can go.
Right.
And that was the polite thing to do at that place.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I came back home and I was frustrated for a few days. And then I got to know it. Like they don't sing
Mm-hmm.
in public in this country,
Right.
but they have their own festivals and all, and they get high, they get drink, and they do
Right.
that part too. But they maintain that border. They don't
Right,
go
right.
cross that border. That is something. And at night, security. When we are talking about security, usually, what? That's why my seniors have told me. People who studied before me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good to walk alone in Latvia at night,
Oh,
because we don't know the places here.
right.
Uh, I'm living in capital, so it's okay actually. So when you're walking at night, it's not going to take a big toll in one day. But if you are going on the suburban parts and all, the country is divided into places, and where we like, they don't have a big jail in that, a big huge one.
Uh-huh.
So what they do is they give these guys paroles and they put on those suburban parts, okay?
Okay.
And we don't know those roads. This then
Right.
Latvians know
Mm.
that when they read it, then like this road I'm not supposed to take.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know that. So we
Right.
can face a lot of danger at those moments. So we need
Right.
to be more mindful about our walkings, the places we visit and all. And it's
Mm-hmm.
always good to walk with a guy or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Going alone is rather dangerous here. That's it's a country. It's not like Sri Lanka where at night after 10 o'clock going to be a shop open. There's not going to be a food shop open. It's going
Mm-hmm.
to close at 10:30, 11. It's all closed.
Mm-hmm.
After 10:30, you can't find a grocery. It's hard for you guys to find a grocery. I have to walk like 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, to get the 12-hour shop if I'm buying something at late night. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like that. But so that's the thing. So
Mm-hmm.
usually we tend to stay together.
Mm-hmm.
Foreign students. I have friends who are from other countries,
Mm-hmm.
Korea, Chinese, all those friends and all. But we tend to stay together.
Mm-hmm.
We get ourselves back and all. That's what happens when you come to a foreign country
Yeah,
rather
I
than
mean,
in
yeah.
Sri Lanka. Because Sri Lanka, everybody I know in my streets, I know everybody. If I go out to a place from school and everybody I'm speaking, they either speak one of the two language I speak. It's gonna be either Tamil or either Sinhala. So I can always communicate with them. But
Yeah.
it's hard here because most of the people here speak Russian actually.
Uh-huh.
They know Russian. So Russian language is a little, it's tough language. It's not an easy language. If you are,
Mm-hmm.
I heard a lady once in a bus, and it's my habit giving, somebody older than me. I usually tram and all. I stand up and give them their seat.
Right. Yeah.
I gave this old lady a seat, and she said something to me. I can't remember what she said. It was so rude when she said. I was like, why is this lady scolding me? I got home and I went to a class and I found this Russian friend and I was like, I said the same word and he was like, she thanked you, man. And I was like, okay, it was, those can happen. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to be mindful of your work.
Yeah, yeah.
What you're going to do. You don't, and not fight with anybody,
Mm.
reduce the fightings. That's how you can survive at Alevels.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not our country,
yeah, yeah, you're visiting. You can't,
When you're calling a friend, Mustang, end. We can't do that here.
you can't do that, right?
So you need to be mindful about that. Yeah, that's how it's been.
Sure, sure. That's there obviously, and yeah. So that was like a very detailed answer actually. Like you actually touched on everything. When it comes to safety, security, and stuff like that. I mean, it makes sense also, like, because for example, if it was us and we were walking down, say, the streets of Kotan or Dehiwala, and even if it's at late night and we know it's our place, we know that we can avoid, these are the streets we should avoid, these are the places we should avoid, these are the buses we should avoid. We know those stuff, right? So when you go to a place like that, either you learn through experiences and by listening to others, but the best part is to avoid it altogether, right? Because why do you want to take the risk?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I know now some places not to go at night. because
Right.
I felt, the vibes comes and all. I felt it some places, so I avoid those places when I'm walking in night.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an easy thing to get. First day you
Yeah,
come to
yeah.
Latvia, it might be a bad day for you. You suddenly go to this neighborhood and you get stabbed. Boom, boom. Everything's over in a minute, man. So you need to be mindful about everything.
So
you
I
know.
guess like the gun laws and all those are like people carry guns around.
Yeah, but the police here are very good, literally
Uh-huh.
good. You can see a police officer, with his kit, the police van, vehicles, and all. You can, see them in one street. You're walking
Right.
straight in a road, you will face a police at one stage
Uh-huh.
if you are going walking in a road.
That's
So,
great.
and if you are, suspiciously on the night, they will stop you and they will ask you questions.
Right.
They do those.
That's fine. Have you ever had any
So
experiences
it's
like that?
not. I won't say that it's. What I beg your pardon again.
Have you had any experiences like that?
No, no. Like I have seen people, police stopping and all talking, and they usually avoid us because they have to communicate in it. Like they can't communicate with
Right.
us in that. Yeah, they have to use English, and we will be like talking something, and they will understood something. So
Yeah.
they usually avoid us, and we too avoid
You
them.
avoid them. Yeah,
Who would
it's a
like to
mutual.
speak with the
Yeah,
police
yeah.
officer at road, man? Yeah, we'll be like, damn, yes, police officer. Yeah, we need to be careful about it, and
Yeah.
then my friends are like, you didn't do any trouble, man. I'm like, yeah, but we need to be
But
careful
still,
about it.
yeah. I
Why?
mean,
I'm from Sri Lanka. Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
that's crazy, man. So, like, just on a lighter note, no, forget about the police and stuff. So, what is it over there? Are they like more inclined towards Russian movies and stuff like that, or do they watch Hollywood and Marvel, and do they watch I don't know Avengers, Batman? Do they watch these stuff? What about the books? What about the music? Do they listen to Taylor Swift and you know?
Yeah, the thing is, uh, you have to divide the country into two actually. Okay. Below 30, above 30. No, below 35, above 35.
Right.
So this above 35 category usually watches Latvian operas,
Uh-huh.
Latvian songs, and all those. They get into those and they try to Russian movies, Russian tales, singers,
Mm-hmm.
and Latvian TV shows and all, television and all this.
Right.
But the below 35 crowd is completely supported by Hollywood. They
Mm-hmm.
love Hollywood movies, Hollywood songs, and they. That's why I'm saying that people speak English a lot because of that.
Uh-huh. Now it makes
The
sense. Now it
crowd.
makes sense. Yeah.
Now it makes sense, right? People
Right.
speak English below 35. So but I'm not saying they don't listen to their music.
Yeah.
They listen to the music too. Like I went to a party once. I think it was not the last year's this Christmas. Before that Christmas, like last year was COVID. Before that Christmas, and I went to a party and I was dancing and. A girl was dancing. I was like, okay, what is this song about? And she was like, it's about aeroplane. And I was like, it was in Latvian. Okay, they were dancing the Latvian song in a Christmas ball. And I was like, what? And she was like, this is about aeroplane. And I was like, how a song can be? She was like, aeroplane is flying this side, aeroplane is flying that side, aeroplane is going up, it's going down, it's land. That was the song about, okay? And I was like, that's a song. And she was like, yeah, it has nice beats. So they listen to those songs too.
Right.
Like,
Right.
they
Yeah. Yeah.
like us, we
Like
listen
us.
to
Yeah.
songs, but it doesn't mean we
We
don't
don't
listen to
listen to
single and
Tamil
Tamil songs,
singer
right?
songs. Yeah.
It gives a vibe for us, at
Mm.
some times, and you'll be like, yeah, even for me, man, I listen to English songs a lot, Weekend, Jason Derulo, everything. But
Mhm.
suddenly at that one moment, give me a Tamil song, I'll be like, damn, this is
Yeah.
nice.
I
And
mean,
that's about it.
it
That's the
doesn't
same thing.
come like it doesn't. They don't make it like
Yeah.
home, right? Yeah.
It
Definitely.
doesn't, it gives you a home feeling. That's what I want to tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same for them. They listen to English songs, they go to watch English movies, English TV series, and other languages too. But it all comes to that. They are, proud of their mother country too. They listen
Mm-hmm.
to a lot of Latvian songs and Latvian news and movies.
Mm-hmm.
And in gyms, they usually put Latvian songs mixed with English songs.
Right. Just to
And
just
the
to keep the
TV, it's
balance.
always, yeah, they keep the balance around. They want to get the young crowd at the same time keep the old crowd too.
Yeah.
So that's how it
Definitely.
goes.
It
Like when you
goes.
go to
Yeah.
gym, they watch the sports news a lot. It goes always that way team score this, and it goes something like that. Yeah.
So sports.
That's how
What's is it football?
sports.
Is it football?
Basketball.
Basketball?
Basketball.
Everybody is tall. Obviously, it's going to be basketball. Why do you even
Yeah,
ask?
they are also they like basketball. Like most of the guys, they play basketball. Yeah. I have seen when you go to places, you can find like 3 to 4 young guys play, and a little later older guys come together and play.
Right.
So basketball is a huge thing here. I have seen people play, and they play hockey, basketball, football too. Actually, football too. Those sports. They don't know about cricket.
No.
Baseball is not. Don't know about cricket, and baseball is also not here. Baseball. I've never seen a guy holding a baseball mitt. Yeah. Football, basketball, and volleyball.
Okay.
These are the main sports.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And you said that you've gone on trips, right? So you've been in Riga, that's the capital. And what about like the other places around Latvia, like the other big cities? Or is it like the nature and stuff, the beaches? It's a landlocked country, right? So there are no beaches. Yeah. So it's like mountains and villages and farms, and must be like really nice, right?
Yeah, it's like this. Latvia is mostly forest, timber country. It produces a lot of timber from this country. People produce a lot of timber and wood, and there's a lot of beaches. Beaches, sand beaches, mud beaches, and all. You can visit all those beaches. A lot of beaches from the top. It's cold, but it's beaches. Though not our tropical beaches, but there are beaches here. A lot of beaches. Even near Riga, there is a beach on top part. If you take Latvia like this, it goes like this. Okay, that's the map actually I drew it. And the top part is entirely covered with sea. The top part is entirely covered with sea.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, it's the top country, so entire. But the bottom part is not covered with. So if you go downwards, and there are mountains, plateaus, and a lot of forest hiking trails. You can hike from Latvia is a good country for hiking if you're into those things, and if you want to hike, Latvia is a nice country to hike actually. And I've seen a lot of people taking hike routes here, and hikes here are actually nice because it's cold, so you don't sweat a lot, and it's easy for you to hike. It's not like you're going to hike Adam's Peak and it's going to sweat and you have to remove all your dresses on the way. No stuff doesn't happen here. You walk here, you take a hike, you wear clothes actually. You go with the t-shirt means you have to wear clothes.
As you go up, you wear more clothes.
Yeah, that's what happened. So it's mostly like this. It has all kind of places. They do surfing and during winter skiing. All these happen in this country too. So it's actually a nice place. The nature is seriously pretty in this country. It's like it's all green. It's mostly green. Actually, even in Riga, there's like inside the Riga town, there's like 3 big parks, and each lanes have a park for themselves. A small park.
Right.
And these parks are dog walking parks and all. Some kind of park will be in a town. So it's actually a green country. You're speaking about it. A green country.
Right.
So it's nice if you go out of Riga and go downwards, and winter in autumn seasons, and in spring it looks really nice. The country is really nice actually. A pretty country.
Damn. Yeah, I mean I've seen some pictures as well. So like it's like all nature, and it's actually really nice to see. And like the architecture and stuff is like really old, right? In the city itself, the buildings.
It's Art Nouveau. Yeah, it's Art Nouveau style. Art Nouveau style is something like in Spanish, and those countries have this style. It's actually not modern. It's pre type architecture with those cubes types, marble stones and all. So the country looks really nice actually. If you want to study architecture and old type, and it's for that, its country is really nice because it has those looks. That look, right? The old look.
Yeah,
that is art for us. If in Sri Lanka, the Red Fort is actually gives that look in here. If you go to walk place, the Red Fort that gives those look. Here, most buildings give those look, and something is here near Riga, Old Town. It's called And if you go inside this town, there's no tar road actually inside.
Right.
No tar. The roads are with blocks of stone.
Paved roads.
Yeah, a paved roads, a boat, I don't know, I can't, avenues and more,
Boulevards.
boulevard. Yes, I got
Right,
it. Boulevard.
right.
Those are boulevards. Actually. We can't find boulevards in Sri Lanka. Actually. So here you can find those boulevards in different stone types. It's not the
Mm-hmm.
same stones. Like
Right.
machine
Patterns
made.
and
It's
stuff.
human carved stones, different
Uh-huh.
sizes, and those stone roads and it has nice views. Churches, a lot of old churches, and if
Mm-hmm.
you go in walking in some places, it's like 1870, 1920, and
Right.
like gives that
Old.
vibe, the different
Mm-hmm.
vibe. You don't get it actually. There's no huge buildings here, like tall skyscraping buildings. You can't find it. It's less rare that, 5 or 10. You can see from top end, five buildings with all. So it's
Right.
all cube buildings, same different sizes, and it's nice. The road gives a nice feeling actually. So its art styles are pretty. I would not say that it looks pretty as Rome, Spain, Barcelona, Paris. Not
Yeah, yeah.
that pretty, but
But
it
pretty.
gives that vibe. It is
Right.
somewhat similar to it, because Russian buildings, there are Russian buildings here, buildings with Russian style, box buildings,
Mm-hmm.
rectangles. And
Uh-huh.
there are German buildings,
Mm-hmm.
cube boxes, like cubes,
Right.
and Poland. So this country usually, those three countries invaded these countries at one stages. So
Uh-huh.
the country has those type of architects.
Uh-huh.
It's nice.
It's nice. I mean, it sounds nice even to listen to it. I definitely need to see some pictures and videos. You need to send some to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I'll be happy to say. Like a friend of mine, he recently came to Sri Lanka and he took several nice pictures.
Right,
I'll
right.
I'll say to him,
Definitely, yeah.
you can feature some pictures for me. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. So I was actually going to say something I forgot. Okay, about size skyscrapers. So you said there are no skyscrapers, just like not even like tall apartments and stuff. Not even skyscrapers.
Uh, you know, I would say the apartments are tall, like six floors, 7 floors, 8 floors,
Mm-hmm.
like those.
Mm-hmm.
But there are no buildings like our twin tower buildings, and those building
Right.
types are not here.
Uh-huh.
There's rather low buildings on those types.
Mm.
They don't have those here. They have huge buildings, huge churches, churches which touches the sky and all. So those big
Right, right.
size churches, 200 feet, 250 feet. But no, not huge buildings actually.
Yeah, I
The
get it.
glass
Yeah.
buildings,
Yeah.
those glass buildings are little low here.
Uh-huh.
That type of building, it's hard for you to find. I have seen like 10, maybe 10, 9, I don't know,
In three
something like that.
years.
So it's rather, yeah, I've been in 3 years in this country, and I visited every nook in this country, and I like going places. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't take pictures and all, but I like going places.
Mm.
So I went and I can name those if you ask me. I know this building. That's how this country is.
Well, that's cool, man. That's cool. I mean, they're trying, preserving the tradition, kind of, right? That's cool. That's cool.
They preserve it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. They try to preserve that architecture, and the country is somewhat pretty because as soon as you leave Riga, the forest starts.
Right.
As soon as you leave, like in any side, you are going north, south, any place, any route you take.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Riga ends, the roads are either sides are forests, long roads
Right.
with forest on both sides. So the country is green actually.
Mm. So wait, do you have your license?
I have my license. Yeah. We
So
can use our cars for a year.
uh-huh. So you like you
Like for a
can
year. In fact,
you can like rent a car or something, or like stuff like that.
yeah, we can rent a car. We can buy a car. Both is
Uh-huh.
possible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can buy a car or rent a car, and you can drive. I think for a year. Yeah. As soon as we come here for a year, you can drive with your license. After that, it's a little complicated. You need to renew your visa and all,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to talk with the license board and renew your license also. Like I'm going to for a year.
Right.
You have to do
Wait,
that.
so you're using your Sri
And
Lankan
drive.
license?
Yeah, Sri Lankan license.
Oh,
Yes, my
okay,
Sri
that's
Lankan
cool.
license.
That's cool.
Yeah, for a year you can like drive with your Sri Lankan license. And one more thing, the driving side is an opposite. It's
Right.
not on the right side as it's in left actually.
In Sri Lanka, also we drive on the left.
No, we drive with this side, right?
We drive on the left in Sri Lanka.
This is how we drive.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I
We
mean,
drive with our,
yeah, we are
yeah,
right hand
it's on
driving,
the
but
right side
left
of
side
the
of the
road.
road.
Yeah, right hand driving, left hand car road.
Yeah, but in Riga, I mean, Latvia, how?
Right. It's opposite. It's left hand driving in right side road.
Right, okay, okay, okay.
Get it?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
this. You catch Sri
yeah,
Lanka, you
yeah,
catch
get
the
it, yeah.
steering with your right hand and left right. It's opposite here. Right
Right, right,
steer, left steer, right gears.
right, right.
So
That
it's
makes sense.
opposite of our Sri Lanka.
So how? So
Like
must have
we
been like
try,
really, really tough for you to. Uh,
it will be hard. Like most European countries use the Riga style, left
right.
side driving,
Uh-huh.
and I do add. It was hard for me to drive actually because I was not and the rules are a little different. So you need to learn it, get to know it. Then only you need to think about it. You
Yeah.
can't just suddenly go and take a car and you can't be
Go on the
drifting,
wrong
and it's
side of the
hard
road
actually.
and.
Yeah, and the road is also opposite, right? So
Yeah.
in Sri Lanka we are going to turn like this. You have to
Mm.
go in left side road to left like this.
Yeah.
In Riga you have to go to left and then turn it on like take a big turn.
Big turn.
It's going to be big turns, not the nearest one, but the next turn.
Mm.
So it was that's a little hard here. But I have friends who drive here. I have a lot of friends who drive here, who came here and took cars, bought the cars and all.
That's interesting. That's actually interesting. So yeah, man, I think I think we spoke a lot. Like I think we touched on like a lot of things. Actually, there's so much more, right? Like I can keep asking questions, and you can keep talking, but it's just gonna go on for
Yeah, it's
hours.
just
Yeah,
like I have like 3 years of experience in this country,
exactly.
and you are going to ask me your 3 years of questions, and we can always find something in it.
Yeah,
My life is actually rather interesting. I do weird stuffs, man. I do weird stuffs. I have weird friends. I do weird stuffs. I'll be like, I'm going today on a walk, and I'll walk to 10 kilometers. I don't know why I do those stuff, but it happens. So you are going to ask me a question, I would give you a reply for it.
Definitely.
Somewhere in my diary, I should have an answer for it. That's what happens.
Sure, yeah, man. But obviously we have time. We can't talk 3 years worth of
Yeah,
experience
we
in
need
one
to,
hour.
in this
Yeah,
podcast.
we
Yeah, I
need to
get
break
it.
it down,
Yeah.
get it down, man. But honestly, man, thank you so much for coming in. I think let's just wrap it up because we've basically covered a lot of the basics. Like I think if anybody who had like I had zero idea of Latvia, except the I think just a little scroll through Wikipedia before I came on this. So I was like just going through. So just that random idea. So without that, if anybody had like zero idea of Latvia, this is definitely going to like teach them so much. And like you get a
This is like my perspective of Latvia, right?
exactly like your
So
street view,
yeah,
right? So somebody from like who's walking on the streets, who's been there, not somebody who's writing an article or like not something for tourists, just want to see how life is over there every day. That was the whole point of this, and thank you so much. You gave us such a good show, such an entertaining episode, bro. I actually enjoyed myself so much, so thank you, Hari, for coming on. Thank you for in your time agreeing to come on.
it's all good, man. You're a friend of mine. Obviously, I mean, help you out.
Definitely.
And that's nothing wrong,
Yeah, man. And also, guys, for listening to this, Hari does freelancing, video editing stuff, right? Blender and
Yeah.
yeah. So you can check his works out. Do you have any page?
No,
No,
it's rather personal. I
personal.
stuff for me.
Right. Okay.
Makes me happy.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, we all are different, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Thank you, Harif. Thank you for coming on the show, and thank you guys for listening to this show. And catch you next week.
Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, man. Have a nice day.
Bye, man.
Nice week.
See you.